Hello again. It's time for another episode of the podcast of Still, and I've got a special guest. Paul Edwards from DC World is returning to talk all about Superman, DC Comics, the things that bring us joy, and a few exclusives along the way, I'm sure. Paul, welcome to the podcast of Still, sir.
Thank you, Luke. Happy New Year, and it's great to be back on.
That's it.
Honestly, I've been missing all
Happy
this.
New Year. I mean, yes, as people know, we spent quite a lot of time together last year, 1 week in particular, when we had an amazing time in America for San Diego Comic-Con. And that episode is still up there. You're going to go and watch that, check it out. But I'm sure we'll be talking about some of that today. But Paul, for those people that don't know what you're all about, first of all, they need to get on the level and find out what you do. So describe DC World. Describe Paul Edwards. What are we dealing with you, Paul?
Well, Paul Edwards, he's 45 from Wickford in Essex,
Look
and
at that.
he's a big DC fan, Superman fan like yourself, as you know, Luke. And DC World started about 11 years ago now, didn't it? So it's getting bigger and bigger as it does every year. Geeky merchandise, all that sort of stuff that goes on. We're lucky we work with DC, Warner Brothers, and all these other great companies around the world with the quality of the product we put out there. And if everyone else doesn't know, my passion for all of that ended up into the GeekGarage, which has now got a shop in Wickford, Essex, that does all like Funko, Pokemon, Lego, Loungefly. So yeah, I've finally got it to a level that now created a business that actually earns money, and I'm there full time now. So, but that took 6 years nearly to get to that level.
Well, I mean, these things take time, Paul. But that's it. We've been doing this now for over a decade, and it always has started off with us being passionate about us having fun with the things that bring us joy. So when it comes to new Superman films and new DC Comics franchises, this isn't our first rodeo, as we say. We've been around the block. We know how it works, but it still brings us joy. So we continue to do that with whatever we do. So how did DC World begin for you, Paul, back in the day?
DC World, my son James will always say it was his idea. It was like we'd been to like a family dinner one Sunday, and we'd come home, and I didn't do Twitter, Instagram, social media. Facebook was the only thing I had, and I'd probably had a few drinks. And he was like, "Why don't you start like a DC channel?" So I ended up signing up to Twitter, set up DC World, and off it went. And a lot of the beginning was me buying and getting goodies and giveaway stuff myself. It was all coming out of my own pocket. I was buying so much merch or finding deals out there, or we'd be in like a Poundland and they'd have some like Batman key rings or something.
Yeah.
So it come from there, and you build the following as you do over the years, and it become a fun and a hobby. We built the website over the years. People have been and gone, as it goes. And now I'm doing it. Everything is purely me, all on my own. And then always thought about doing podcasts and things like that. We'll get to in a little while, like
Yes,
this,
we
Luke.
will.
But yeah, other than that, that's how it started, from like a Sunday evening at home, and then off it went. And then probably 4 or 5 years in was when we started to find out about this media world with film premieres and events, and
Yeah.
then everything else spiraled out from there, didn't it? That's
It
where we
all
met.
it was, and that was the thing that's been great about it, is the fact that we've both been doing this journey at around the same sort of time. We both started getting invited to events. We both started meeting up and talking about movies and enjoying this world together as pals, as it were. It's never been sort of like, competitive, like, oh, he's doing this or he's doing that. We've always supported the DC fan base in the UK as it has grown over the years. And I'm sure now with James Gunn's universe that will continue to do so in the future. But we've both started from, as you know, like humble beginnings, as it were, by just being two fans that love the things that we love talking about, whether it be Superman or Smallville or movies or Marvel. We talk about many different aspects of the geeky universe, but it's Superman and DC for us that have always got us really excited, which is why we are so excited for this year. It's going to be a very exciting year. We've had the Superman trailer, we've had Superman news. We're slowly being teased more and more information, but this yeah, is going to be getting an exciting year. As we can see there with Paul's fantastic Superman hoodie, he's representing the boy well. But that's what we love to do. We love talking about our heroes and talking about things that bring us joy. There's so much negativity and backlash online that we tend to try to stay away from that and not to get ourselves falling into the trap that can be a negative argument online that will never go the right way. So we much rather enjoy spending our time conversing with the people that enjoy talking about what we want to talk about. And so, yes, Paul, what is going on though with you right now? We talked about DC World and the amazing Geek Garage. What else is going on with you, sir?
Well, with all that going on, and now life at the Geek Garage has sort of settled into a full-time job, 9 to 5. The evenings have started creating some time for me. So we've decided to create DC World Fan Talk, where, like yourself, what we're doing exactly here now, Luke, and hopefully you're going to be my first guest very
Honored.
soon.
Honored. I want some
Yeah,
I want hard-hitting questions. I want all the embarrassing stuff brought up.
The nitty-gritty.
Yeah, doing a deep dive into the history of Luke Bug, the Geek of Steel. I'm there.
Exactly.
Anything that you want to do, I'm happy to jump on board with, buddy. So yes, Fan
Thank
Talk.
you.
I'm excited.
Fan Talk. Yeah, I tried to do something a while ago. Time's never been there. Evenings, as everyone knows, got busy after work. Geek Garage, blah blah blah. Finally settling down, and I've got like a free night or two every week where I can sit down for an hour or two, chat with yourself and other like-minded people. And there's a lot of people as we get to meet over all these events: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and there's other amazing cosplayers and fans around the globe that would love to be part of all this stuff. So it's nice to get them on now and chat to them, and we'll see how it goes. We'll get the first few out of the way, and we'll iron out the teething issues, as they say, and then
it takes time. It takes time. I mean, as I said, one of the most important things you need to do is always be sure you hit that record button. It's happened a few times over the years where I've not pressed it. And boy, do you regret it when you get to the end of a fantastic interview and you say, actually, I didn't press record. Could we do that one more time exactly the way that we just did? So, yeah. But if you need help, you can always come to me, Paul. You know, I'm always happy to help. And that's the thing. There are quite a lot of people out there now with podcast experience. But as long as you're having fun with it and you're having a chat about the right things, that is good. I think over the next few weeks, I've got about 10 interviews ready to go. Superman's going to be a busy year this year. So I'm trying to speak with so many people around the world, including yourself, about the excitement of this film, what the future of Superman looks like. And I want to get to speak with as many people from different areas of the world, because that's what's great about the internet and Zoom and Skype or whatever we talk on. It makes that distance seem a lot less far. And time zones, though, they're still a bit tricky. I'm still trying to figure out the Australian time zones because they're the worst ones. I've got a few with Australia over the upcoming weeks. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Fan Talk because that is what we do. So once that all goes live, we will be sharing that out. And as I said, I will be honored to be a guest on there. So let's talk a bit about that. You've got the Superman hoodie on. I've got the cap on. What is it that you are excited for about this film that we're getting this July, Paul?
You know, like back from the other little teaser one we done when we got to see the trailer a few days early and the reactions, and oh boy, did I not expect what we got to see. And I'm hearing something might be coming next month. I don't know.
I've heard some things. Yeah, this Super Bowl thing with the with a puppy and James Gunn. But who knows? We're going to start getting. Yeah, it's the year of Superman now. We are in 2025, so we don't know. It's exciting. A few days ago, a new official image was released of David as Superman, and that got the world talking. As we all,
he looked good, didn't he? It did look good, that pic.
And I mean, it's just one of those pictures where it's not giving too much away. He seems to be smiling. You know, there's stuff going on in the background, but we don't know what's going on. It's exciting when we get official images, when we get official video, when we see the images that we're supposed to see. I know, Paul, it happens now and again, though. We get tagged in spoilers. We get tagged in set leaks that we don't want to share online. But people, it's one of those things that comes with it. I'm very thankful that people see Superman and DC Comics news and tag me in posts. But when it's set spoilers or story fan fiction, it's like, oh, let's just take a step back. It's impossible for us to not hit all the spoilers. I commend the people that can avoid all trailers for films. I couldn't do that. I've been waiting so long for this film that it's just absolutely, it's impossible for me to try and do that. But as you
I'll
said,
never forget back in the day when the Dark Knight and the Nolan trilogy came out. I didn't have internet. Oh, did I have internet? I might have done, but I didn't go and watch trailers online like I do now.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget when the Batmobile blew up from the Joker bazooka in it. Spoiler alert if no one's seen it still. And then the Batpod bike came out of it, and it blew my mind in the cinema with what it did. And I was like, that is amazing. But that would have ruined it in the trailer for me.
That's it.
Back then. And I like that feeling there when we go and see a film for all this extra. For instance, the Superman teaser trailer for the trailer the day before.
Yeah.
We saw a half-a-second clip of him flying over the ice. And I'll never forget James Gunn posting when they was filming out in Norway. He shot some footage on his iPhone.
Yes.
Of the air view, and I was like, he's gonna make some amazing scenes on camera of like him flying. So for me, seeing Superman out in the Arctic and the fortress of that, he's gonna be something else. I think we're gonna see some scenes we've never expected this.
I mean, it's gonna be a friend from that trailer. And Paul, I, and a few other members of the DC UK family, we did get to see the trailer a few days before, but we had to sign so many pieces of information explaining that we wouldn't talk about it. We wouldn't share this with anybody, Paul included. We weren't allowed to talk about it. We could assume that we might be seeing the same thing, but it's when you have to sign paperwork saying we aren't going to talk about it, you take those pieces of paperwork very seriously. Yeah. But we could announce a few days later that we had seen it. We couldn't talk about it, but we had seen it. I think Paul was the first person I spoke to after we posted that saying, we've seen it. Let's talk about it. The world is going to love this trailer. Let's talk more.
Minutes after, I think we shot that, Luke, didn't we?
That's it. We're like, let's talk. This is exciting stuff. But yeah, that trailer, I'm still not over it now. It's had so many views on YouTube. I tell you what, whilst we're there, what I can do, let's go to YouTube and have a look at that Superman trailer. Because, I mean, it just it's another excuse for me to watch it again. But
I had Superman fans. This is the best thing about having the Geek Garage is I chat. Not only do we do the DC World, we get this to carry on in the shop, which is all full of every geek culture from every genre, Star Wars, Marvel, whatever. And I've had customers even coming in from today who are not DC fans going, I'm so excited for the Superman film. So for me, makes that buzz a little bit more special.
There is a buzz there. There is that little glimmer of hope and excitement, which we always get. You and I, we are very passionate when it comes to these films and being excited for certain scenes. And after witnessing this trailer, there's always a bit of like, excitement and anxiety when it does get released and the world can finally talk about it. You are always going to get some negativity and comparison when it comes to other films. But the buzz around it and people that I've been talking about and getting involved in conversations with people that I normally wouldn't often talk about this lifestyle with, people at work and people in my personal life. It's fun. And it's exciting. And yes, that video now is up to, it's over 51 million views.
Wow, that's bloody amazing.
It's just thinking, wow, that's like, what? And
that's just there.
And that's it. That's just me and you, Paul. That's just me and you watching that trailer over and over. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting few months coming up. And I mean, that's it. I'm looking forward to the promo for this film. I'm sure James Gunn is going to be doing a lot for that. And
Supergirl starts filming like this week, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
like
today is what?
Up the road, not far from me. I'm like,
yeah, it's Sunday the 12th today, and I think it starts filming very, very soon, which is a fantastic time. And now we've had that news about Jason Momoa with Lobo. Yeah. Now, not in the comic, but we were at the Aquaman 2 press event a while ago, and he was there.
You remember?
Mate, and we were trying to talk so much about Lobo with him, but he was there with sort of publicists and lawyers and assistants. So like, you can't really talk about this. We're here to talk about Aquaman. I was like, oh, just give us a tease. Can we talk a
Do you
little bit
remember?
about Lobo? So, oh,
And his friend said we need to stop talking about this now because there's influencers around, and was like, oh, okay, so they don't know who we are.
it was interesting. I was like, yeah, okay, we're not going to share this. This is completely
Yeah,
off the record. It's
yeah,
fine. But yeah, that was an exciting day. I can remember turning up.
yeah.
I had a nice sort of a camel coat on. And then I saw Jason
Amazing.
walking about in the exact same camel coat. I thought, oh, this is awkward. We're going to be twinning in the photos. But he went off and got changed. You know, I mean, it's not that I had a little word. I said, Jason, we can't both be wearing the same thing. This is embarrassing, but why don't you go backstage and just put on a nice leather jacket and we won't be clashing? He was like, Luke, that is a fantastic idea. He didn't really say that, of course. I'm not that much of a diva, but it was a fantastic event. Jason is such a passionate guy and he loves this character so much. He loved Aquaman and he did something special there with a character that is not normally rock and roll and exciting and energetic. So with Lobo, he's pretty much born for that role.
I think it's gonna smash it. Do you see like the little clip they done on Instagram? And he's got the cigar. And he's like reading the script, and he's already and the laugh he does.
Got
Like,
the laugh.
he's probably the perfect build as well. He's got the hair. You know, there's a lot of going on with him.
He's going to jump into that role, I think.
With all the DCs, you know, there's a lot going on, Luke, for the next however many years. But Patterson's Batman getting delayed didn't bother me one bit because it would just make it better. And now they're already talking about Penguin season 2, so they've got to tie everything in, which I understand. Stuff's got to slightly change, but
that show,
Penguin was amazing, wasn't it?
It was incredible. There's something about DC, some DC TV shows, and pretty much all their animation.
Yeah,
they just hit it out of the park, whether it comes to the writing or the sound or the animation or the direction. But the Penguin series, we got to see that special event in London when we saw episode 1, and I was like, I need them all. I need them all. This show is gonna just absolutely rock the world, and it has, and it's winning awards now. You know, it's talking about the season 2. But if you've not seen it, spoiler alerts, we're probably going to talk about that now. That finale, that despicable Penguin by Colin Farrell, I don't think anybody was expecting him to be that horrible.
No, absolutely not. I thought maybe we're going to get a little glimpse of the bat signal or something. I didn't think he was going to do what he did to him. I thought maybe I didn't think it was going to be that dark that they would do that. And not that I like that they did, but it made him more hateable. Who he is, you know?
Yeah, it made him more despicable for sure.
Certainly, what a series. Honestly, I couldn't stop watching it. And I had to wait, lucky I got a few screeners early, but I had to wait for the last 4, so it was every week, which was nice. I didn't binge it. I had to have that week of thought and what's going to happen next week. And
I like episodic. I like TV shows when it comes out once a week. It's difficult for us in the UK and some other countries around the world because there's a moment where we have to really avoid spoilers online. I think now when a TV show is airing in the States, Paul and I are normally tucked up in bed asleep because it's middle of the night. But by the time we wake up, the memes and the sort of reaction videos and the edits are already all over the internet. So we have to sometimes wake up and watch a TV show with a coffee. That's a great way to do it. Watch a very exciting and violent and gory episode of The Penguin with our coffee and Cheerios. Which is
start your day,
yeah. Start
what we do in
England.
Eat Cheerios.
That's it. But it was a fantastic series and certainly a brilliant finale.
Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
I'm looking forward to where that's going. But yeah, as I said, there's a lot of stuff coming out. We've got the Supergirl, we've got Superman, we've got merchandise. We're going to
merch. Let's talk about the merch because I've got about 6 Superman t-shirts, hoodies, hats. Not even started using half of it. I keep picking a favourite, and as you do, and
there's going to be more. There's going to be more as well. I think once there's more trailers coming out, once there's more official releases, there's going to be the Funkos, there's going to be the figurines. I'm trying to sort of work out the shelves behind me so that I've got a new shelf. I think so far I've just got the pin. I've got the pin ready to go. We've got that one and a few spares
Oh,
that we picked up at San Diego.
I have
Good lad.
one just here,
Yeah.
ready for wearing,
But yeah,
required. I might
I'm
put them in the
I'm
bin,
I'm
shall I?
scared of how much merchandise will be released. We know
I know.
there's been a lot for James Gunn's films in the past, but I'm sure it will be in Geek Garage very soon, Paul. That I'm glad to hear.
I'll let you know as soon as I know anything coming out, Luke. Definitely. I've got the Smallville new pops coming soon.
Really, but see, that's another thing that I love is the fact
Sexy.
that Smallville is still getting so much love, which
Yeah,
is brilliant.
that threw me when that came up, and the day the Superman trailer aired on the Thursday was when we got the product release. But at the top was watch the new Superman trailer. This was from Funko. And I was like, oh my God, the pops are coming. And I went down and it was the Smallville pops. I was like, oh, what a tease. It's like, they're not ready yet to show us, but they're coming. They'll come.
Yeah, this is I think it's definitely the year for Superman fans and Superman merchandise. I'm
Yeah.
always trying to find something random to add to
Oh,
my collection. What was I doing today? I was playing. I was being taught how to play Uno, the card game.
yeah, yeah.
I've learnt it. I think it's a diabolical strategic game, and I can't get enough of it. But as soon as I started playing it, found out, oh, you can get a Superman Uno set. I was like, right, well,
Yeah.
clearly I don't want that, but I need it in my life.
Yeah.
That will make me a better Uno player. I doubt it for a second, but it's stuff like that. That there's always going to be some merchandise that I don't have but do want. But there's going to be a lot more coming this year. What merch are you excited for, Paul?
God, you know what? There's probably so much coming out. Like McFarlane do amazing DC figures. They've already just done some Christopher Reeve ones. Now they're
Yep.
bringing out the Batman cowls that you can't wear, but you can stand them.
Yes.
Now I've seen they're doing 3 or 4 new ones of them. I'll buy the pops figures. I'm hoping there's some Lego, Luke.
I mean, they've recently Lego just recently brought out a small set with
Lex.
Lex.
I've
I mean,
got them. I will send you one, my friend.
oh,
I've
look at
got them
that.
in.
Look at you, star. But again, it's a smaller set, but I want a massive set. There was a quite a few years ago. I've got in storage, as it always is, a Superman and Lex in his battle armor. But I'm hoping we get Lego for the film. But
A fortress.
they have to be.
A
Oh,
fortress of
that would be
solitude.
nice.
Ooh.
Like
Oh.
to scale, like so that like that Gotham. Like that Gotham
yeah.
City one they brought out, but with
Yeah.
with a fortress with a little bit of the Daily Planet in Metropolis as well. Let's
Oh,
make
that'd be
that
nice.
Lego. If you're listening, let's make that happen, please. Thank you.
I'll have a word.
That's it. I appreciate it, Paul. Thank you very much. But yeah, Lego. You can't go wrong with Lego, and
No.
love Funko Pops. You can't go wrong with those. I'm sure we're going to get a variation of this little sweetheart
Oh, yes.
soon.
Yes.
You know,
I'm looking for more. Oh, there.
if
Look.
it's showing, oh, it's right there. Look at that. He's boxed up, but we got the Funko. We love Funkos and we love crypto. So that's
It's
it.
worth like
See?
50, 60 quid at the minute, Luke. Get it back in the box.
Is it? No, I will never sell my Funkos. There are some that stay
No, I
in the
won't.
box.
This
I've
is
got a few. Like that one stays in the box. The ones we picked up
Oh my
from
God.
San Diego.
I forgot about that one. Oh my
See?
God, Luke.
They're the ones that are like just stay around and stay safe. But see, I've got a few as well that are sort of ones that are like ones that have been signed and ones that are just fun to take around for photo
Who signed
shoot.
that one?
That was from let's have a look. See, I've got a list now of all my autographs because I'm getting so bad with memory that when I've got that was my beauty that we took to San Diego. So that's one that I've had to write down now. I'm running out of space. I'll have to get you to pop your name on there one day when we get when you're a superstar.
I don't know if I'll ever get to that level. Once I've been cast as Superman, the Ginger Superman, then
that's right. No, we can get you in there as a classic Jimmy Olsen. That could work. There's not a problem there at all. But yeah, it's getting things signed. It's taking Funko Pops to photo shoots and all over the place and just enjoying it. But we love collecting.
Anything with SS coming out this year is like, I don't care what the budget's going. I think it's going to be the only one that's going to kill me is if they do the Hot Toys. Oh, they're naughty.
Now they've not released Hot Toys for a while. They've brought out a few, as they often do, a few variations on the Batman and Superman suits from Batman v Superman and the Justice League. But I think they've made a few Hot Toys animals before, including the ones from Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, if they make if they make a Crypto hot toy where
With
you
him,
see, with the floppy ear where it's all coming down, and he's got Superman's cape in his mouth. Yeah, I will figure out a budget plan
pre-order.
for that. I will figure out a budget plan for sure. But
Do you know,
that's
I
the
was
thing.
looking at last night quickly. You shared on Instagram a video of a guy, the Superman people, unboxing that Clark Kent and Superman set, the statue.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
thought, oh, that's nice. That's worth a few £100.
Yeah.
And now it wasn't. It was a lot more. And I went
Yeah.
to the site to buy one, and I was like,
Those
oh my
ones,
god,
yeah, a lot of those are made to order. They are so special. There's a guy up
amazing.
in Scotland that's got an amazing collection of Superman custom
Jealous.
sets, ones that are sort of like one of 20. And for those ones, you can't just order them. You can either get on a waiting list or people will be in touch. And because some of them are works of art.
I know.
And I'd be scared for one to even to find out what the shipping was to the UK for an item such as that. But some of them, you watch those videos where they put it together, and they're often wearing white gloves because it's so fragile and so expensive. So I'm more than happy, spending about 10-15 quid on a Funko Pop and knowing that I'm not going to regret if I drop it on the floor and smash it.
No, I'm quite people that are able to catch running around or something and not smashing up like something that's worth a lot of money. £10 Funko, I don't mind.
That's fine, as long as it's not like an uber rare one that's going to cost like loads of money one day. I think one of my first when I first got my cat many years ago, I was trying to take a nice little photograph with a Funko, and she just decided to just jam her claws right into it. I was like, "Don't do that, not me Funko, not me Funko." But yeah, I've gotten less possessive now over the Funkos over the years. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of Superman merchandise for this film.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've seen some T-shirts, we've seen some Funko prototypes, and lots of fan art. But
yeah. Some new stuff coming to Zavvi, isn't there? Is it next month?
So they're on there for pre-order at the minute, and there's lots of hoodies, lots of T-shirts.
Ordered, quite a few ordered.
Yeah,
can't wait.
I've got them in my box. I can't wait for that. But that's one thing that we both loved about San Diego Comic-Con, is that the DC booth and the shop was so busy all weekend, and the fact that they pretty much sold out with every single item. And that for a DC Comics fan and a Superman fan, that was it was a great and special thing to see.
It was really special, to be fair, because I not in a bad way, but like when they've done like MCM or anything like that, I had the booths there. I always felt like DC are the ones behind, Marvel always ahead, blah blah blah. But to witness that and see what happened and what everything that sold out and the trouble we had even trying to get some stuff. At San Diego, like overwhelmed me, but it was like I felt amazed being this fan of Superman and DC in general because of all the other products they had, that all this stuff sold out, and it made me want it more because we couldn't get some of it.
Yeah,
and I was like,
it was the fact that we were there. We were eager to get some exclusives to not only bring back for ourselves and for gifts, but to sort of host some giveaways to share the excitement, to share the love for this film, and to help build the energy around it. And I mean, if I was that fateful person that was in charge of DC Comics or Warner Brothers in America, I would have said, look, right, forget about charging for these T-shirts. Let's have somebody at the front of the shop, at the front of the con, with a big box of Superman T-shirts, just throwing them out. Yeah, just make sure that every single body that's at Comic-Con that wants to wear a Superman T-shirt is wearing one. But they didn't have to do that because people wanted them. They were queuing up literally around the block to get some Superman swag.
And DC and Warner Brothers, if you're watching, me and Luke could quite happily go out to New York Comic Con this year and do exactly that for you with any product. So give us a shout.
He's always working, Paul.
Throw it out. We'll do it.
He's always working the business mode. Yeah, that's it. But I mean, that's the thing for us. When we do get those very exciting moments, when we get an email from Warner Brothers or DC Comics, for me, it's like, wow, these companies, that's Superman's boss. We don't want to let them down. But we've built up relationships over the years with companies like Funko and Lego and DC Comics, and it's something that we've been honored to do. It's something that we've loved doing. We certainly don't underestimate how important this is. No. We know this is a very rare opportunity, and we're more than welcome to give advice on how to do that. And we've given advice for people that have wanted to step into this world and do their own thing as well. And as you know, Paul, we've explained there's a lot of work that goes into it. There are lots of emails. There are lots of times when you're going to get a lot of no's in the reply section. But just keep letting people see what you are willing to do, the work that you want to put out, and that you enjoy this community. And wonderful things can happen. And you can meet fantastic friends like Paul and I have met over the years.
Exactly.
And
I think that's even more powerful than everything else that we do is the great people we meet, and we've got a great DC UK family. Neil, Ben, Luke, Kibler, Tasmin.
they're
Don't think
everywhere.
I've missed anyone there. And you, and it's nice that the bond that we get, and like the last 8, 10 years or whatever, we've all started to know each other is amazing, you
Yeah.
know. And we get some good
Yeah.
stuff, and we all get on. It's
You
amazing.
do. Everyone's like sort of growing up at the same time and having
Yeah,
families and moving homes and moving around the world. But we all
yeah,
can still jump in the group chat, and we can get excited about trailers and
yeah.
films and just enjoy this DC and comic life, because that's what we enjoy doing. We're not going to come on here and start slating films. I'm sure there are some things that we won't always agree on, and there are things that we feel could possibly have been better. But we're all still going to enjoy the fact that we can escape with a film or a story or a TV show and enjoy these characters in a new way. And yeah, it's exciting times. I keep saying it, but I'm so excited.
This is the year. Do you know, I've been waiting. Not once they announced the Superman was going to get done and blah blah blah. I was just like, how lucky are we? I just literally watched the other night. Superman Returns was on the telly. Funny enough, and my wife was like asleep and woke up, and it was a scene with him flying with Lois above the Daily Planet, and I just sat there and watched it because I thought, I remember all this. And then she woke up, my wife. She went, "Is this a real film?" I was like, "Yes, it's a real film." What film is it? I went, "Superman Returns with Brandon Routh." I thought, I don't remember this. Blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh,
right."
You went to bed and left me watching
rewind. We're gonna start this from the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the kettle on. You sit back and enjoy this. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna watch it. Director's commentary. We're gonna watch the special effects features afterwards. But
I sat there and watched it all in the end, and she went to bed. But it was just like going back to that, and I remember times it brought back times from going to see that at the IMAX and things like that. I want to drag Kirsty. She can't hear me, but it'd be nice to get her to come to one of the events one day with us.
I think it's a different world.
She does learn off me though, Luke, because when the quiz show's on the telly, which she loves, and any DC questions come up, like what is Aquaman's name, Arthur Curry, and she knows the answers like this, and she looks at me with a smile, like, "Oh, I've learnt this from you." But so there's a little bit in there.
There's always that. You never know when you need us for a pub quiz. We will gladly, be your phone a friend on who wants to be a millionaire. We will help you out gladly. But
yes, absolutely.
It's exciting times, and as we said, this isn't our first event. Superman is such a huge character that there are going to be times in the future when this goes full circle again and we get a new interpretation. It's happened before, it's going to happen again, and that's why I'm so excited for it, because it feels a lot more exciting this time. There's certainly a lot more buzz around the character.
I know. Wouldn't you be happy to see a second Superman while this is going on? We're going to get two Batmans, aren't we? So
I mean,
why can we not have another Superman?
So. I don't know what's happening in James Gunn's head. I would like to have a look in all of his his journals and his books about what he gets up to, but he's got a plan. With Guardians, he had 3 films and a Christmas special.
I know. I remember the Christmas special.
So
this is like, you know how we are when we find out about stuff 4 days early, and then like what is in his head and everyone else's head, and oh my God, I'm so jealous.
There's a lot of planning that goes on there. So to sort of be on his creative team, as it were, to find out more about how this world gets, like the Wizard of Oz, having a peek behind the curtain and seeing what it is, how he gets that done is a very exciting world. But I'm glad that we can somehow be a little bit part of it over here in the UK and internationally, as we went to San Diego this year. And yes, we've had a few possible chats about other cons this year. I mean, I know I've got my local one coming up, and there's other events happening. But yes, New York Comic Con is one that I've not been to before, and we've often talked about. So in the future, who knows, Paul?
Who knows? Geeks on Tour 2020, whatever might be coming.
2025, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Luke knows I've already been looking. It's no pricing up stuff.
He has a little look. Paul loves to research and sort of, just to let you know, Luke, I've been looking at hotels and flights. This could be a possibility. That's it. New Year's Day, there was no messing around. He was hitting the ground running this year, which is, I love that.
I'm just thinking we're playing earlier this year. It won't hit the pocket so bad when it gets near the event. Last year was a bit all last minute and
it was quite last minute, yeah.
Expensive, but this time might be
That's it. Well, I mean, it was our
first get extra bookcases, bookcases,
suitcase. That's it. That's what we did though. You ended up having to go and buy a new one with all the stuff that you got this time. But it was a great event, and I think we don't know if we're going to go to a San Diego Comic-Con ever again. So we made sure that we didn't get much sleep that week. We were doing something pretty much every minute, and it was a whirlwind from that first Monday morning to literally running through the Seattle airport, wasn't it, to get on our last connecting flight home. And we just about made it. Yeah, we landed in Seattle from California, and we had to sort of run through the airport to catch our connecting flight. And we did, and it kind of hit us, I think, when we sat back in the chairs to fly back home. We were like, wow.
Yeah,
we've done.
I was shattered after that first little flight in the internal one. I think it was that and the 20-minute window to get to the other side of the airport and get on and go. And it was like,
we bolted it through the airport. We had to run through, get a sort of a tram, and then run through all the crowds to make sure we got there. But we did, and then we were like, wow, okay. That week went by in the blink of an eye, but so many memories and fantastic experiences were had. So who knows, in the future, I would gladly do much more adventures like that with you, Paul.
Absolutely. I'll see that T-shirt you've got. Was that from the States, Luke?
That was from the Warner Brothers store when we visited as well, mate. Yeah, that was another expensive day. But yeah,
that was a great day. That was a great day.
Yeah, and that again, I'll leave a link to that podcast in this one as well, because it was just nice to go back and listen to that. I didn't have a listen to that one over Christmas. It was when I was wrapping up 2024, and some of the big highlights that were on it was that week. We got to do and see so much, and right now that places, they're having a rough time right now. So all our thoughts are with our friends and families out there in Los Angeles. It's hopefully getting towards the end of it now, but I've been following that on the news, and it's been just awful. So all those out there, hope you are doing well, staying safe, and supporting each other as much as you can. But yeah, that was an amazing week, and that will have a special place in my heart now. But who knows? Yeah, many more adventures this year, Paul. What apart from Superman, what other big things are you looking forward to this year, home or abroad?
Home or abroad. So the thing with, like, we only know at the minute Superman's coming. We don't know anything else that will surprises might pop up in between, which is what I like. It's only January, and we've got all year to go. So I do like the surprises we get here and there. Geek Garage wise, I'm pushing the shop more this year. There's a few things going on in the background that I will share a bit more on probably in a few weeks' time.
Nice.
So there's stuff going on there. And yeah, just pushing that. Now I'm there full time. It's like I've got a bit more concentration on other things, and things getting a bit clearer. But you know what it's like. I used to do like a 7:30 to a 5:30 job, take stock to the shop, come home, go and have dinner, go back up the shop to pack the online orders, come home at 8:30, 9 in the evening, then back to work in the morning. And that's been like that for the last 5.5 years. So it's nice now getting these evenings, settle down with DC World, get a cup of tea, chat with everybody. We'll get the DC fan. Well, I ain't going to just be DC fan talk, because there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah. That's it.
Squid Game, Netflix, Amazon, everything's got stuff going on that is all in this geeky culture, and we're into all this, not just the DC. So it's going to be great to chat to everybody on what they like, or what they collect, or their passion, what they're looking forward to. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that probably more than anything this year. Just this sitting down and doing what we're doing now, Luke.
Podcast from the Geek Garage. I'm ready for that, mate. I'm ready for fan talk from there. That's going to
make that happen.
Perfect visit up there. Well, that's fantastic. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I know your time is precious. You're a busy man. It's always an honor when I can get to sit down and talk with you about this fun little life that we know about. Where can find you online, Paul, to follow you and follow Geek Garage?
dcworld.org.uk, and we're on Twitter and Instagram, so we're on there, and on TikTok. Same channel for Geek Garage geekgarage.co.uk. That is for the Geek Garage merch and the shop in Wickford in Essex. And it's the same TikTok channel, so easy.
Beautiful. You can find him everywhere. And yeah, we're going to have a lot more collaborations this year. We're going to be doing some Superman giveaways and some giveaways for the Geek Garage. So stay tuned. It's always fun when I get to collab with passionate people like Paul. And it's something that we've enjoyed doing over the years and will continue to do so for many more. So everybody, thank you for listening and watching. Be sure to go and follow Paul to stay up to date with everything that we're doing. And Paul, take care, buddy. I'll see you soon.
And you, Luke.
It's going to be a very exciting Superman year.
It's going to be a super year, Luke, and I cannot wait. Thanks for having us on again.
No worries. Look up, pal.